Hey, everybody, welcome to Pep Talk, the podcast where we give you the latest information on performance enhancing physiology, advancements in therapeutics and treatments that are out there to help you take your health back, and where we give you inspirational and motivational stories to motivate you so that you know that self care is the new healthcare. I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. I'm going to be your host on today's episode. I'm going to take you down this journey of health and wellness so that you can start applying some of these self-care practices to your life. I'm going to go over something today that's been a really big hit in our practices. People love when we give home remedies, and I'm going to give you my top 20. I'm going to give you 25, but top 20 home remedies that really truly work and a little bit of the science behind them. So the first thing I want to go over is, listen, most of these things you have in your home right now. And if you'll start implementing some of these technologies and these tactics, it really can make a huge, massive change in your overall health and well-being. And look, if self-care is the real healthcare, these are things that you can start doing on your own, and you don't have to have the supervision of a healthcare expert to help you, which you should be your own healthcare expert, by the way. Number one, let's talk about sea salt. Man, I'm a huge fan of sea salt. Sea salt, especially organic sea salts like pink Himalayan salt, Baja Gold salt, Celtic sea salt. Those are the ones that I use primarily. You can get real bougie these days with salts. There's all kinds of flavored salts and other healthy forms of organic sea salts that are out there. But I recommend that most adults get between 5 grams and 10 grams per day in their diet of these good healthy salts. Now, what you need to understand is that these salts are made up of minerals. And minerals are one of the key nutrients in the human body to help keep our body electric, right? You know that when somebody has a heart attack or their heart stops, we shock people to get their body going. The only way that we can conduct information from the brain through the nerves to the muscles and organs and ultimately to the cells is through electricity. The only way our cells can regenerate and produce certain compounds to heal themselves and to heal the body is to have the right electrical component. If we are low in minerals, we don't have that electricity. And in things like pink Himalayan salt, Baja Gold, Celtic sea salt, even in things like sea moss, there's a lot of good, healthy, organic minerals in there. And I would encourage you to start getting that in your system every day. By the way, if you're deficient in minerals, it can cause any type of symptom from fatigue, anxiety, depression, weight gain, hard to put muscle on, digestive issues, hormonal imbalances. So many things can happen from our body not having the right amount of minerals. And by the way, one way you can measure the minerals in your body, short of a blood test, is you can do a urine test. And you can go to the store and buy some litmus paper, which is pH paper. That pH paper can tell you where your pH levels are in your body. And it should be between a 7 and an 8.5. Like, that's ideal pH. The pH tells us chemically how electrical our body is, the voltage of it. And again, just like a battery for your car, if it doesn't have water and minerals in it, it's not going to work like it's supposed to. So number one is 100% sea salt. Number two is apple cider vinegar. I'm a real big fan of apple cider vinegar. This helps a lot with bloating and acid reflux and indigestion, and it can help stabilize blood sugars. Now, I like apple cider vinegar that's organic and that has a mineral in it, or sorry, an herb in it called mother. If you can get apple cider vinegar with mother in it, that seems to be the best form of apple cider vinegar in it. Now, if you take apple cider vinegar and it immediately gives you heartburn or acid reflux, that's a sign that you're having some serious digestive issues. You probably have low production of acid in your system, and you need to add some more salt to your body. But what I typically do is we dilute 1 or 2 tablespoons with water, or you can cut it with some type of like water with lemon or a grape juice that's watered down or something like that. And it really can help benefit overall health and well-being. We use it a lot for digestive health, a lot of cellular health, helps a lot with blood pressure as well. That's a powerful one. Number 3, like I said, lemons. I'm a massive fan of drinking lemon water, especially organic. Like, we have in my house at our sink, we have a filtration system. And this filtration system helps clean the water out. It gets the impurities out of the water. It helps clean out the fluoride and the chlorine out of the water, and it puts hydrogen and minerals back in it. So right next to that faucet, where I get my clean water every day to drink, I have a thing of lemons and limes sitting out there. I'm a big fan of lemons and key limes. So I'll take a lemon, cut that lemon in half, squeeze that half a lemon inside that water, take a pinch of that sea salt, put it in there, or I'll take a half of a key lime. Key limes are little, it could even be a whole key lime. Put that in there and drink that down. Blend that up. It's a great source of vitamin C. It's used to help with liver detoxification, bloating. It helps get a lot of the bacteria that's sitting in your mouth, especially first thing in the morning when you have bad breath. That lemon water helps neutralize that. And by the way, it's been shown to help improve immune system function and regulate our pH as well. And here's another little trick with lemon water. Drinking warm lemon water in the evening time can help get the bowels moving. So you can have a really good detoxifying bowel movement first thing in the morning. That's a real powerful thing that you can do. So that's a big one is lemons and lemon juice. Extra virgin olive oil. Man, I cannot impress upon you the importance of organic extra virgin olive oil. Have you ever heard of places called the blue zones? The blue zones are areas of the world where people regularly live to be over 100 years old. And if you look at what's on their kitchen table, they have organic sea salt and they have bottles of organic extra virgin olive oil. Look, I like taking between 1 to 2 ounces of this every day and putting it in my food. You know, if we cook meat, I'm a big meat eater. If I cook meat, I'll put that olive oil on the meat. If we cook vegetables, after we cook our veggies, we'll put that olive oil on our veggies. I use it on my salads as salad dressings. I use a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I use a lot of bit of extra virgin olive oil, and I'll use sea salt and pepper, and that's the dressing that we use. It works amazing. I even have patients, and my wife does this every day. Well, she'll take a 1 ounce shot of extra virgin olive oil with her noon or evening meal. Boom, just shoot it down so she can get it in her body. So extra virgin olive oil is such a strong anti-inflammatory. It helps the circulation and blood flow and so many other issues. And a lot of times it'll even help with, arthritis and pain. So consuming this on a daily basis is powerful. Number 5 is baking soda. Yeah, organic baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, man. I use this so much, it's not funny. I have a bottle of a box of organic baking soda sitting next to my sink in my bathroom. And I will take my toothbrush, dip it in water, put it in that baking soda, and I use that to brush my teeth with. It's antimicrobial, anti-parasitic, antifungal. It's very good for balancing out the pH of the body. And then before I go to bed, almost every night, I'll take a scoop of that baking soda, put it in water, stir it up, and drink it down. Tablespoon or 2 tablespoons a day, so beneficial. You can mix this with water, and it really helps detoxify the body, and it cleans up the liver and the intestines. And the liver and the intestines are just the skin inside out. So getting that baking soda in there really helps balance out the pH of the body. That's number 5. Number 6, food. Garlic. Man, I love garlic. Not only does garlic keep the vampires away, and your worst enemies while you're talking to them with garlic breath, but garlic is a very strong antifungal, antibacterial, antiparasitic, antiviral. It's a natural, well-known immune system booster. It has a lot of good vitamins and nutrients and herbs that are in it. We know that it's got a lot to do with boosting the immune system. It helps lower blood pressure, helps with digestion, helps reduce the risk of heart disease. Man, getting garlic, I have garlic at least once a day with my meals, and I use a lot of garlic. I put garlic on my salads. I put it on almost every time I have any type of a meat product. I use real butter and real garlic on that. So I would encourage you to do the same. Number 7 is, broccoli sprouts, and especially sprouted broccoli. Look, if you eat broccoli and it gives you a lot of heartburn, indigestion, bloating, or gas, that's an indication that you've got some problems with the bacteria in your system. And I would encourage you to get on a good, healthy master microbiotic and a good, healthy plant-based enzyme with your meals, because you shouldn't have those problems with broccoli, because broccoli can help with H. pylori. It's an imbalance that we can get with low stomach acid. It's an infection we can get in our stomach of a bacteria that can cause heartburn and indigestion and infections. Broccoli can help with antioxidants, so it's very strong for the immune system, anti-cancer. Man, it has a lot of phytochemicals in it that prevents cancers and help with aging and help with just overall healing of the body. It's a powerful, powerful tool. Number 8 is fasting. Man, I love prolonged fasting. You guys know that I've done other podcasts on fasting, prolonged fasting, intermittent fasting, one meal a day fasting, dry fasting, wet fasting. There's all different types of variations of fasting, and I would encourage you to, find the type of fasting that's best for you, that makes the most sense for you, and don't just use one. Have a different, I call them arrows in your quiver, or tools in your toolbox of fasting techniques that you can use. It improves autophagy, helps heal the body, obviously helps with weight loss, massively reduces inflammation, and keeps your blood sugars under control. And blood sugar imbalances, man, are really one of the major problems that people have when it comes to overall health challenges. And intermittent fasting can be a huge one. Here's another one that most people don't think about: cloves. Man, I use cloves to help with like aches and pains. It's really great for tooth pain. It's really great for managing like sore throats and coughing and phlegm and even if I speak too much, like I do a lot of speaking engagements, and if I'm at an event and I'm speaking for 4 to 5 hours a day, 2, 3 days in a row, you lose your voice a little bit, and cloves are something that can really help with that. So I chew on cloves, 2 to 3 cloves, and mixing those with some water and even gargling with it is an amazing sore throat remedy. So it's very good. And it also can help with nauseousness, just so you're aware. What's another one? Man, this is a big one. So just like the broccoli, other cruciferous vegetables. So cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflowers, kale, those kind of things are used to promote hormone balance. We use this a lot to help people once they find out their body type to lose weight and balance their hormones naturally, especially balancing testosterone and estrogen. As men and women get older, we get estrogen dominance in the body, and eating cruciferous vegetables has been proven to help with that. It can also help heal a problem called leaky gut syndrome. Cruciferous vegetables are really good with that. You just have to be careful. If you have really bad imbalances in enzymes or gut bacteria, you can get a lot of bloating, a lot of GI distress. If it persists after about a week or so of eating those cruciferous foods in your diet, then back off on the cruciferous foods and start adding some more probiotics and some of the other things that we recommend in here. Speaking of probiotics, eating fermented foods, one of those foods is kefir. Kefir is used to get rid of yeast infections and candida. It promotes digestive health. It strengthens the immune system and also helps replenish the good, healthy bacteria in the GI tract. And you've heard me talk about, if the gut's bad, the organs are bad, the blood's bad, the energy's bad, the hormones are bad. We can't lose weight. So eating fermented foods, especially things like kefir, man, is so powerful. Another one, number 12, is sauerkraut. We're now making our own sauerkraut at home. We take the Prairie Farms ice cream container, because yes, we still have ice cream in my house in moderation. All things are good. We'll cut a head of cabbage up, put some brine in there with some sea salt water, and in a couple days we have our own fermented sauerkraut. It's amazing. Sauerkraut's used to help with H. pylori, gastrointestinal issues, sluggish digestion. Eating sauerkraut can help make sure that you're having at least 1 or 2 good solid bowel movements a day, and consuming at least a cup or 2 cups a day is really recommended. I have sauerkraut and a big helping of sauerkraut at least once a day. It's one of my favorite, uh, probiotic promoting foods, fermented foods to eat. Here's another one, number 13, berries, especially blackberries. Blackberries are so powerful. Blackberries and blueberries, they have a tremendous amount of antioxidants. They promote regular bowel movements. They help the body minimize its sugar spikes. So berries, especially blackberries and blueberries, are really a powerful thing. A good handful, about a cup of those a day, is a good nutrient to have. Here's another one, iodine. Man, iodine, which, look, I'm not a big fan of iodinized salt. I like iodine or the enzyme called iodizyme that comes out of iodine. I recommend taking iodine every day because we, especially living in America, don't eat as much fresh seafood, healthy seafood, and seaweed that has iodine in it. It's used to shrink warts. It helps with wound healing. It can help with the thyroid, infections, and fungus. I have a lot of patients that we up their iodine, and the fungus that they have systemically in their body goes down. And fungus can present on the skin. It can look like freckles. Fungus can present in the toenails and look like a fungal infection, but it's really systemic in the body. And iodine can help with that. That's a big one. Here's another one, number 16, good old fashioned homemade chicken noodle soup. Really chicken soup and not the noodles, because the noodles, especially if they're made from gluten, are a problem. But egg noodles are really good. Gluten-free noodles are fine. Man, this helps with flus and colds. The broth, it's really the broth and the peptides and the collagen and all of the little phytonutrients that come out of that chicken broth or even bone broth is such a powerful thing. Make sure you add a tremendous amount, a good 5 to 10 grams of organic sea salt to that chicken broth. But man, it can help. And I even use it to help patients with like inflammation and joint pain. So that's a huge home remedy you can do. Number 17 is another home remedy that most people have at home that can be used for a lot of things, and it's hydrogen peroxide. Good old fashioned H2O2. Man, hydrogen peroxide that you can use as a homemade toothpaste to whiten your teeth. You mix that with some baking soda, you'll have nice pearly whites. It'll get rid of halitosis. It'll get rid of the infections and gingivitis in the teeth. If you mix a teaspoon of that with coconut oil, some baking soda, that's a really phenomenal toothpaste. Gargling with hydrogen peroxide and even ingesting food grade hydrogen peroxide can increase the healthy pH of the body and get that to where it needs to be. The next one is Epsom salt. Epsom salt might be one of the most powerful home remedies that you can have. If you take Epsom salt, which by the way is made up of like 99% magnesium, you put Epsom salt in some water and drink it. If you're constipated, that'll fix that problem. If you drink a little bit of that every day, it'll keep you regular without the side effects of taking like stool softeners and other drugs to help keep your bowels moving. Taking a bath in Epsom salt. And most people don't use enough Epsom salt. Typically, once a week, I'll just let you in on a secret. Every Wednesday night is my soak in the bathtub night, okay? So if you wonder what Dr. Eric is doing late on a Wednesday, I'm probably soaking in a big bath of Epsom salt. And I personally put about 3 pounds of Epsom salt in the bathtub before I soak in it. And I soak in it for a good 40 to 60 minutes of hot water, not so hot it burns my skin, but hot enough that it pinkens my skin up and I can detox. It's a detox bath and I can absorb that magnesium. Man, I feel really relaxed when I get out of there and I sleep really soundly because magnesium deficiencies are one of the major deficiencies that human beings have, period, on the planet. And soaking in Epsom salt, you can absorb this through your skin. So that's a big one. Here's another favorite of mine, local honey. Man, if you have local fresh honey that has the local flora and fauna in it, that can help reduce allergies, inflammatory responses, histamine responses. There's digestive properties to that. Local honey that is really within like a 20-25 mile radius of your home contains pollen and other flora and fauna that can help you tremendously with allergies. So that's a big one. Here's another one that I use on a regular basis, black currant seed oil. It helps with menstrual issues for women. It helps with menopause. It helps with, andropause for men. It helps us have our energy back. It helps us with our hormones, and it really helps reduce inflammation. Cooking with it, putting it on your skin, or just ingesting it daily is good. I also use a lot of black Spanish radishes. I use this either in teas or in salads. Cutting up these radishes and ingesting those. You can find these at your local supermarket. They're not difficult to find. Even mainstream name brand supermarkets have black radishes in it. Man, it's really good for respiratory issues. It's really good for coughs. If you can mix black radishes with eucalyptus or eucalyptus tea, that is like the key for helping with respiratory issues from a home standpoint. Number 22, black, what I call black charcoal or activated charcoal. It's something that everybody should have in their daily regimen, and they should also have it in their medicine cabinet. My medicine cabinet is probably different than yours. It has tons of homeopathic remedies and lots of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and peptides in that stuff because if I have something going on, I want to have the true remedy to help get to the root cause of it. An activated charcoal is a binder. If you overdose on bad foods, sugars, or plastics or in your diet, or heavy metals, or all the foods we eat have so many chemicals in it. The activated charcoal is a binder. It'll bind to that and it'll come out in your stool. Don't freak out if your stools are a little different color though, because it's black, this activated charcoal. All right, 23 is bentonite clay. I'm a big fan of using bentonite clay. Truth be told, if I ever have a coffee drink or a protein shake, I'll put a little bentonite clay, about a half a scoop of bentonite clay in that. Bentonite clay is detoxifier. It helps get out mold, heavy metals, other toxins due to its really absorbing properties. Like I said, it's a binder, and it'll potentially help pull out harmful toxins in your body. The next one is vitamin B3 niacin. And when I say niacin, it's not the no flush niacin, it's niacinamide. It's natural niacin. That's what you want to have. You want to have the natural niacin. And I will tell you, about 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams per day, taken 2 to 3 times a day, is a really powerful anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety. Now, I've had some people that are so deficient in niacin, they've needed 7,000 milligrams or 7 grams a day. But once they have that, they're like a new person. It makes an introvert an extrovert. It makes someone who is socially off and awkward not be that way. But it's got to be niacinamide. And yes, you're going to have a flush because that's getting oxygen and blood supply to your brain. That's a good thing. And then last but not least is sage. By the way, I use sage in teas. I use sage in my salads, and I even burn sage in my house as a detoxifier for the environment. It can help with hot flashes, night sweats. It's amazing for hormones. About 200 to 300 milligrams a day is really powerful, and it can improve a lot of symptoms. So those are just some basic home remedies of things that you can have in your medicine cabinet. You probably already have at home that you should be keeping and using on a regular basis. If self-care is the new healthcare, these are things you can use and have at home to help yourself, folks. So I just want to say thanks for tuning in to this episode of Pep Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found today's episode insightful and empowering. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends and family. Go to your favorite podcast platform and post that out to your social media friends, and follow us on our YouTube channels and everything. And if you have any questions or things that you want us to cover, go to peptalk.world. That's peptalk.world. And we'll be happy to share it with you so that you can stay healthy, stay inspired, and remember that you have the power to create your best self. And it starts today. So folks, until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there.